Hello and welcome to the D20 Multiverse Afterhours Podcast, whatever we call this.
Not associated with the After Hours A&E service.
No, not so. Even you probably could see it from my new place. Anyway, my name's Dave. And
he's lying. It's Bickner. I saw him.
It's not Vigner.
It is.
It's Dave.
It's a Bickner.
And who are you?
I'm Steve.
You're Steve.
Ollie John team.
This is the first podcast you've had since you're back, so you should say your name.
Okay.
Because people have forgotten
Your name.
Your,
Actually, a really good film from who knows Japan. Tie-in.
What? Called your
name.
Your
yeah,
name.
it's hilarious.
Can you just say your name?
Ollie.
We're trying to do the intros here. So you make it as difficult as possible.
Well, we're gonna fill an hour.
Yeah, this is the After Hours podcast where we kind of just talk behind the scenes and get to be a little bit more candid, a little bit more open.
And we can talk about necrophilia. Hey.
Please, let's not bring that back. Anyway, so over the past couple of months, you could say, Ollie's been away in Japan.
Yes.
And I've been trying to fill the podcast void with random people from it, which I think actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Gained some new subs from those.
Yeah, did we?
Yeah, we went up 4 the week that Julia was on.
Well, I'm pretty sure we didn't get any from the podcast specifically, but that probably came from NPCs, which normally does.
Yes.
But anyway, so going forward after doing that bit of an experiment, we think with this new place that I have.
I love that you just gestured as if they can see around to the room.
I like gesturing to my own place because I've worked hard to try and get my own location in my own home.
Yeah.
That I'm not sharing with anyone, and I am really enjoying it. It's still got a bit of work to do. Still got a bit of posters to hang up, and it's only because I don't have the hooks. And a few boxes to put away and clothes to put away, but it's going to get there. It looks good. What do you think of it, Ollie?
Yeah, it's cool. I've only, I think, ever had my own place once, and it was absolute heaven. No pants, gin and whiskies.
I have worn no pants for a couple of days. I've only been here for 4 days.
Yeah.
And 2 of the days I've been alone, so it's been... I've only worn no pants 2 nights.
That's half the time.
Yeah, it's half the time.
It's good. I invented a sandwich called the brain sandwich. Because I used to watch
the brain sandwich.
Yeah, because it felt like the texture of a human brain.
How do you know the texture of a human brain?
Look, let's not get into my past.
See, this is where it comes to the necrophilia again. It's just, you've got these weird things that you don't tell anyone about, but you drop little hints that you're probably a crazy person.
Probably.
Crazy person, not in the sense of you're schizophrenic, and crazy person as you stab people and feel their brains up to know the texture of them.
Look, I was hungry and my chips needed something to dip.
Your chicks?
Chips.
Oh, chips.
My chicks.
Your
What's
chips.
on your mind, Dave?
You're hungry, so you had chips already.
Yeah, but they had, no dip.
So you had chips.
Look, I'm not going to be some psychopath sitting there in the dark masturbating and eating chips with no dip. That's just weird. You weirdo.
Why were you in the dark?
I don't like to watch myself when I'm masturbating.
You don't
it
like
makes
to
me sad. Because it's like I'm having sex with me.
You don't have to watch yourself.
Well, see, I tried not watching myself and then it got in my
As
eye.
a male of 30, nearly 31... Actually, by the time this comes out...
Yeah, you'll be 31.
I'll be 31. I've never felt the need of watching myself.
Well, see, when I run out of porn, I have to watch something, so...
Are you into gay porn?
I tried it for a while, wasn't my thing.
You tried it?
Yeah.
I didn't
like
think
10 years.
Yeah.
Didn't
I
work.
mean, do you remember that conversation we had? We tried to bring out your sexuality.
Yes.
And you refused to say what you were.
And
that's fine to not it, but it's the fact that you were so vague on it, but you're so open with people about their sexuality, own your sexuality, all that.
100%.
But then you're contradicting it by not saying or shying away what your sexuality. And I was talking to you with someone who was bisexual at the time, or openly bisexual. And I'm straight, but I don't judge anyone for their sexuality. You can fuck whoever you want as long as it's consensual.
Essentially, #love wins.
Yeah. Well, it's not always love. I can tell you this for a fact. It's not always love when you have sex with someone.
We're 5 minutes into the podcast and
it's derailed.
It got weird quick.
It always gets weird.
Yeah,
so that's why we're going to bring in some... Anyway, what I was saying is that with the experiment of bringing other people onto the podcast, we're going to make a conscious effort so when we... Oh, why'd you freeze up? Did I freeze up?
I
think it's
lagging.
just lagging.
Lag.
Why are you lagging, buddy? I don't know whether it's actually recording or
well,
not.
the sound waves are still coming up. It's just having a bit of a chug. Hello!
Anyway.
Yeah, chug. So, essentially...
So it is like, hello, they won't notice the difference. We did stop it really quickly just to check it, but yeah. Chug. Anyway, what I was saying is that we're going to bring on other people for the podcast, make a conscious effort. I'll bring some more of the people that have been on the screens, like Jason. Jason was one. May take a break from Jason because I'm a little bit angry with him.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when Jason's here. Because if Jason's on the podcast, I've forgiven him.
I also, having been a person that was talked about on a podcast when I wasn't here to defend myself, I think it's only fair to bring Jason on when we talk about it.
Oh, that was fun.
So
Okay. I did over-exaggerate that story.
Yeah.
For the sake of comedy.
Yeah,
which you do all the time.
And I can't be mad at you. I'm actually a little proud.
Okay, so it was condom wrappers.
Yes.
It wasn't a condom specifically. So what it was is we were filming an NPC episode, and this was right after you started seeing Julia.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of condom wrappers underneath the bed.
Practice safe sex.
During the video, which is still, I can't remember which NPC video it's on.
It's one of the really
But when I
ones.
say is, I think halfway through the video, I go, I've just noticed something. I can never talk about that.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And I'm like, I point to it or something like that.
Yeah.
I hint at it, and you're like, no, you're never going to talk about it. And then I've always had that story in the back of my mind. I'm going to eventually say that.
So that was like NPCs of Taldori.
Taldori, yeah.
Because that was still when we were filming it in my room before we set up the set. And it was around about 95, 96, I think. Episode 95, episode 96.
Something like that. I can't remember. It was such a long time ago. Because we've done 40 episodes of NPCs of Wildmont.
Yeah.
We did, I think, around about 25 of NPCs of Taldori.
Yeah.
We've done over, so it would be 60 with all the extra videos that we do as well.
Yeah.
So we've done about 60 videos of NPCs of Wildmont, which seems crazy.
Yeah. It's good fun, though.
Yeah. Do you feel like sometimes we're forcing ourselves to watch Critical Role, though?
Oh, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's a 4-hour thing.
Yeah, and it's like, with podcasts, you can kind of just listen to it.
Yeah.
And, we could do it that way, but because we do it on a weekly basis, it's like we have to slot this in.
Yeah. Also, we don't want to be, vague or be wrong about things.
Oh, we're always wrong.
Well, yeah.
We want to be as close enough to right as possible.
So it's not just like we're watching, because it's a different level. It's not like we're just sitting and watching Critical Role. We actually have to really pay attention and take notes.
Well, that's why I did that stream for a while.
Yeah.
And that was a good idea, but the problem is because of copyright issues.
Yeah.
The video got struck, but it didn't affect our channel. It's just when it gets struck, no one can rewatch it.
Yeah.
Which I thought is going to be okay going forward. But it's just the fact I got a new job around that time, and I just wasn't able to do it. I might bring it back if I ever find the time to do it on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So that could be a thing that we could bring back. I like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And because I wanted to alternate between me and you, but I think it's just schedules and stuff. Anyway.
Because, sometimes I used to always watch it live because I loved that. But now I work Fridays and can't.
Yeah.
Fridays is out, your Thursdays. And so sometimes I'm watching the rebroadcast. I can do, I will say, okay, on Saturday I'll do 2 hours. Sunday I'll watch for an hour, and then an hour before we film I'll finish the last bit of it.
Yeah, I try and make my watching as close to our recordings as possible.
Yeah.
So it's more fresh.
Fresh, absolutely. Problem is when I go for, I think 2 hours is my maximum that I can be fully attentive for. And after that my eyes kind of drift to the third monitors, and then I'm on Facebook and...
Okay, my strategy is because I plan a lot.
Yeah.
So what I do is first work out how long the stream is on Twitch.
Do you do the thing where if you look it up and it's only 3.5 hours, you're like, yes, I've got an extra hour?
I kind of go, all right, so it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
So let's say 4:30. And I know they take about 15 to 20 minutes on the break.
Yeah.
So what's that? That's 4 hours 10.
Do you?
And then it's about 15 minutes on either side of the padding,
Yeah.
before and after the show.
Yeah.
So I know that's exactly how the time it's split. And then I go, okay, the break is probably halfway through that.
Yeah.
So I would need around about 1 to 2 hours just to watch the first half. When can I slot it in? So that's my plan.
Because I do a similar thing. I load up the video pretty much as soon as the video was live.
So it's lagging and it's weird. So my computer's lagging but from what we can tell, it seems to be still working right. It's just going really weirdly.
So I first check the length, and then I hover over the timeline so I can see the little preview, and I see how long because it changes every time, how long the intro is, how long the outro is, and how long the break is, and then I deduct that from the time, and then I schedule it.
We're bringing up some weird equation to watch Critical Role, even though you're just supposed to listen and watch it, and I think I'm in mixed feelings about whether it's actually taken the enjoyment away or not. I don't regret it.
No.
Because after I do it, I realise I'm listening to the story, I'm tagging along with the story, and I would kick myself if I missed this week.
I also really love the thing that we can find like a hint of something, and then we can talk about it on the channel, and then we can get comments of people like, no, I think it's this and that. And
I like it how we can say something and be wrong and be reminded of it a lot. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
And I really do like our reviews, and how many people watch our reviews doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
It used to bother me when we were getting like 200, 300.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to that kind of eyes on me. You're an entertainer.
Yeah.
You want that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if I make one person laugh, I'm happy. And so I'm very kind of like, if so many people watching it is a little bit daunting for me.
Speaking of, I just finished 5 shows at Bats for the play that I wrote.
Explain it. Because obviously it's a podcast, they won't know. I know all this. I know what Bats is.
Yeah. Okay, so it was an idea I had for a show called The Memory Plays, and the idea was 3 writers, 3 short plays, use the same actors for all 3 pieces, all around one topic, but from vastly different viewpoints. So I came up with the idea, I posted on some of the Wellington pages asking for writers, and I got them. I was like, okay, step 1 done. And then we all went away and we decided on the topic, which was going to be memory. And then we went away and we all wrote a piece, and it took about 6 months for me to get my piece from conceptual to first final draft. And then we brought it back and kind of tightened up the scripts and gave us the feedback. Then we pitched it to Bats Theatre, which is the huge theatre here in Wellington.
Is it huge?
It's the hub.
It's pretty much the hugest in Wellington.
Well, no, because James Hay Theatre, Opera House.
Yeah, I guess those. I guess from an indie, like not independent.
I'd say.
Yeah, I would say it's big in the sense of you can really get a lot of indie projects through the door, but not big, like huge that you have to kind of. It's not like a comedian coming to town and they're using that theatre.
No. I describe it as it's the bohemian art hub of Wellington.
Yeah.
You create a piece, you bring it, and the great thing is they give it's either 80 or 85% of the ticket sales go straight to the artist.
Good.
Very few theatres in New Zealand do that. There's the Court Theatre in Christchurch, which is
not just in New Zealand, anywhere,
because they actually really care about the art.
Which is important. And I think New Zealand, Wellington specifically, is big into arts and culture and things like that. And recently that's kind of been dying slightly because of certain, let's say, government regulations. But it's slowly coming back, and we've got a lot of grassroots movements going on to bring it back, which is very good to see.
So when we had the scripts finished, we took it to Bats and said, well, this is the show, and that was it. And then I went away to do a show in Palmerston, and I got an email, and I saw the little message on the phone. I just saw the first line that says, "Hi Oliver, sorry for the long..."
What, you're doing a show in Palmerston?
I was doing the theatre sports competition.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So I got the little message on my phone, I read the first line that said, "Hey Oliver, sorry it took so long to reply, ... from Bats." I was like, oh cool, here's the rejection email. And I opened it up and says, "We'd love to put on your show." And I was like, holy shit. Nice. And I showed the phone around. I was like, oh my god, guys. But speaking of the nerves of people watching, I can get up and do Dave is getting horny.
My fly was undone. I was doing it up as Ollie was talking.
All this talking about art has just got me so hard. I just need to... Anyway.
I need to put it away. Yes. Anyway, keep going.
So I can do an improv show, no problem. You can throw me on a stage and say, "You're a goat," and I'll do a scene about it.
Oh, I know. That's why you don't like planning things. You're like, what's an easy video? It's like, no, Ollie, we don't want an easy video.
What's one that I can just make up?
Exactly. And I'm just like, no, it's not always about what you can, especially on YouTube. You can tell that straight away what's planned and what's not. Especially we try and reduce the editing. Anyway.
So I can do that, no problem. and it's not worrying for me anymore. I have not been so nervous all year as I was when I was at the first of my shows waiting for my play to come up.
It's because you have no control of what happens on stage.
It's also because in an improv show you get points even if it's shit because you made it up and like, oh, that's kind of shit, but hey, they had no time to prep. But with a play, it's like, oh, this person sat down and fucking wrote this. It better be goddamn good. I paid money to come see this shit.
Yeah.
But people laughed when they were supposed to laugh.
That's always good. I remember telling you this. It's like, it would be really awkward if they laughed when they weren't.
Yeah, or just didn't laugh at all.
Yeah.
But the weird thing was, you got different audiences laughed at different stuff. Sometimes in the first show, the joke that got the biggest laugh got no laughs the next night, and the bit that got no laughs in that show got all the laughs in another night.
Yeah, the crowds are a bit odd. I really wanted to see it, but as Ollie knows, and I said it briefly on NPCs, my grandmother passed away. Yeah. The week of the show coming out.
Yeah.
So she was on the verge beforehand, so it was a lot of time with her and with the family, and then she passed away, and then everything kind of snowballed. Then I was moving out of my place.
Yeah.
Which was always going to happen, but I didn't expect this added because I had my family that was going to help, and they were taken out of the equation. Yeah. When this happened. Yeah. So it caused a whole bunch of drama, and the place I was going to move into fell through, and that was part of the Jason drama, which we may never talk about or talk about. Don't know which one is going to go yet. And then I finally found this place. This place was offered to me about a couple of days before I moved out.
Oh, wow.
It was a very brief thing. It was posted on Facebook. Funny enough, Jason was the one that found it for me. Yeah. So I have to kind of forgive him for that. I've still got mixed emotions about Jason. I'm working through some issues. But I found this place, and it's exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah. It gets so much sun. Well, not today, but it gets so much sun. It's great.
Yeah, we're sitting actually in a really location for a podcast kind of talk like this. So, we've got a little window here. It's a bit groggy. It's across from Wellington Airport. You can see the airport over there.
Which you can be a train spotter and just watch the planes take off.
Why would you train spot? I don't understand the appeal.
They're on drugs. A lot of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is that hence the movie?
Yeah.
I finally got the movie reference because I thought
basically it's like we spend all our money on drugs. We have no money for going out or doing anything. Let's
entertain by just watching trains. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was just a weird hobby people have. I guess it is kind of.
You think just button up like accountants go this weekend we're gonna go spot some trains.
Yeah, and
it's also it's a term for drug.
Well, I know what spots were.
Yeah.
So I thought it had something to tie that because it's all related to drugs, and I figured it's a hip English thing.
I went to a birthday party. It was the guy's 20th. He decided to do 20 shots and 20 spots. He didn't finish either of those.
No, alcohol and marijuana don't work.
Marijuana and anything else don't work.
No, you've just had a rough experience.
No, I think it works on its own. I think.
It works on its own.
Stuff,
that's what it Not that we endorse anything or that we ever had any drugs or whatever. D20 Multiverse does not condone. What's the saying? Stop looking at your damn phone. Every video, every freaking recording we're doing, you're on your damn phone.
Oh!
That's the computer saying update virus protection, Ollie.
Damn it.
It's got nothing to do with my phone. My phone's here. Nothing's there. It's over there. I threw it on my bed.
Why do you have a grenade pin on the back of your phone?
That's not a grenade pin. That's, I'll show you. Hold on. This doesn't make very good podcast content.
I just love that you threw the phone across the room and you had to go get it.
Because you asked a question about it. Now, there's a little kind of, I guess, grenade pin. But what you do is you kind of angle it right so it sits up like a TV.
Like this.
Like this podcast. You describe what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I got this little phone case on eBay and it's got a little kickstand.
Yeah, it's a kickstand. That's probably better. So basically that, and also I can put my finger through it and I can go like that. So when I'm walking like that.
So it's like a Lady Gaga accessory ring now.
Oh, it holds the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, the ring is stylish at all. It really is hold the phone and it kind of just helps me. So.
I'd like to just read a comment that I just got from my friend.
Okay.
He's now. This is the problem with D&D being as popular as it is. Everyone's looking for a game, and all the games.
Everyone's looking for a game, and everyone's starting a podcast of that game.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like you have to be very unique to stand out.
But yeah, he just says.
Excellent content, Ollie. This is just rolling off the tongue.
I've been a lot more confident with my role-playing descriptions, and I have you to thank. I've learned a lot from you, dude. Thank you.
So you just wanted to stroke your own ego.
Yeah.
That was what the comment was about. Ollie loves that. I hate it. I hate it as in the fact that I have a hard time taking a compliment.
Yes, you do.
But because I don't like compliments, no one gives them, and then I just have a breakdown because I think no one cares.
Very vicious cycle.
Yes, it's the joys of mental illness is the fact that you hate self-gratification because you bash yourself so much.
Speaking of self-gratification and mental illness, I got back to
masturbation.
My support work, and we've got a guy that's been coming regularly who's now got employment, and he's getting his own place, and...
Is that me? You literally just described me, because about a year ago I didn't have employment.
No, this is a regular from the pear tree. He's been really struggling with his mental health, and...
that's what screwed me on my last job. Is the fact that I got I hate it. I just wasn't the kind of person that likes to wake up and do the same thing over and over again and have someone else be a bit taking credit for it.
Well, it's why I enjoy sales, because you're working with people and it's different every time.
Apparently, I'm really good at sales, but I hate it. Because I've got this business that I work on the side, and I do make a bit of money in terms of that business making money. And I'm the one that makes the most out of it.
Yeah.
And I hate sales.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating for me to be like the sales guy in the team.
Yeah.
Because I just don't like doing it. I can sell a product.
It's probably my biggest strength within the job is the sales. I have quite a
retail,
decent
so
output.
You'd be in trouble if you weren't.
Yeah, no, but I mean, because there's also the coffee and the side of the job, which is teaching the games.
Yeah.
But out of all those things, I think the sales is definitely the strongest.
Yeah, I do want to go into more of like teaching games or playing other game or board games on our channel, because I think we did have that idea.
Because there's Tomb of Annihilation. That's an actual Wizards of the Coast game. Lords of Waterdeep. Dragonfire.
Wizards like Flux. I really love Flux, and I really want to play it more, but I think it's just a case of...
Okay, are you a Monty Python fan?
No.
Because I really want to get Monty Python Flux, but I have no one to play it with.
This is a little bit of confession. You've never seen any of the Monty Python.
So you've never seen the history of comedy, basically? No. Okay.
Or the history of Brian, or whatever. What was it? The Secret Life of Brian, or something?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the history of comedy, as in Monty Python, is the fucking history of comedy. They are the ones that took the fourth wall and broke it.
I know their relevance, and that's why I know of them.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those scenarios I've just... It's kind of like...
You balding fucking twat!
Hey!
No,
don't talk about going on my hairline. Screw you, Ollie. Fuck you, Four Eyes Freak.
I was doing a Monty Python bit.
How would I know? I haven't seen it. That's the whole point.
I was about to do the next line, which would have shown that it was a sketch.
How was I supposed to know that?
Oh, God.
You just insulted my hairline, and I'm very sensitive over that.
I was looking for an argument. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. No, this is abuse.
Yeah, it is abuse. What the hell are you doing? I know.
Jesus.
But it's one of those, like, have you ever had, everyone's just like,
yes.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
Jaws. I've never seen Jaws.
I've never seen Godfather.
I've never seen Godfather either.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies, it's one of those things that's just either enough time and place where you just haven't been in the right situation, or you just haven't motivated yourself to watch that.
Yeah.
And then everyone blasts you for it, then you reach a point going, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not going to watch it just out of spite now.
I hate when people are like, oh, you've never seen this? But then I catch myself doing it when someone says they've never seen Pulp Fiction.
When someone says they've never seen Star Wars, that one threw me off.
I haven't seen all of them.
I met someone that's never seen Star Wars. My dad never seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
He's very anti kind of pulp culture.
He was probably in them because it was everyone in New Zealand was.
He was not. He's very anti pulp culture. Everything. He's like, he's the kind of guy who watched Midsummer Murders.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like the Bill and all that stuff.
3 p.m.
And he constantly watches the Crime Investigation channel. Yes, I'm pretty sure he's going to murder my mother. The benefits,
you heard it here first.
The benefits there, I get they get the house probably.
Cool. I think like maybe in that scenario, don't go straight for the pros and cons.
No. The negatives, my mum would die.
Yeah.
And considering my grandmother just died,
wouldn't be so good.
It's a lot to happen at the same time. So
yeah.
And plus my sister and my brother-in-law live with them at the moment with the nieces.
Yeah.
So they're pretty sure he'll take them out too, which I kind of like my nieces.
Yeah.
Brother and sister, my brother-in-law and my sister.
I hope they listen to this podcast.
Oh, they're in the inheritance. Right, so if they take them out of the equation...
So economically it's the right
Yeah,
move.
but they might go to the nieces, but so I have to go into the territory of my nieces dying as well, which makes me sad. So, okay, I've agreed that my dad shouldn't kill anyone.
Well, I'm glad we put that to rest, because I'm sure that was what was on the minds of all the people listening to the podcast.
Yeah, it's Dave endorsing his father just a mass murdering his family.
Yeah.
No, my dad wouldn't do that. He's a very grumpy fellow. My dad's a very interesting fellow. He's a grump. He's very kind of negatively sarcastic a lot, which is how I kind of picked up on.
So did you just kind of split from him one day?
Like, looking back at my parents, now that I'm older, I'm definitely a combination of both their personalities. Like, my mum's very friendly and very creative, because she writes her own books.
Yeah.
I've showed you some of the books.
Slightly disturbing.
Refused.
No, I refuse to read them, because there is a character called Dave, who the main character has sex with in one of the books. And that is just a little weird.
He also dies.
Well, spoiler alert!
And there's a very... My mum's really into 1930s... not 1930s, sorry, 1300s.
Oh.
Back in Scottish days, slightly different. Back in Scottish days, it's a lot more brutal, how males treat females a lot differently.
Yeah.
So she really dived into that. So there's a little bit of let's say, because that the word does describe it, there's a rape scene, which threw me off. And that's why I've never read the book. Because it's your mum writing this.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing. A lot of people say, oh, you should support your mum. Totally do. She's self-published. People that read the books really are into them. And she's done 7 self-published books.
Oh, wow.
She's done another book about overlanders of the Mackenzie clan, which I descend from, coming to New Zealand. And it's based off old journals that the captain wrote.
Cool.
So she's really talented. She's spent a lot of time working on it. Just as a son... Can't get past that yet.
Well, see,
I've got all of them here as well.
But because the player's now ended, we've done the thing. I'm looking towards the next project. I've got about 3 or 4 that are kind of like in my head. One is the Big Bong Theory, which is a comedy I'm writing about New Zealand stoners. But one of them is a young adult fiction novel called The King's Triad and the Adventures of Huckmar Strongbeard. Based on characters I created playing a game of Heroes Quest. And I'm kind of writing it pretty much for my older nephews, like that kind of age range. So that might be the next project that I take on.
Well, I've got a lot of comic book ideas, because you've never read my comic book script, which I'm so annoyed because I've sent it to you.
I'm pretty sure I read it when you sent it to me, but that was like a year ago. So
wasn't it? Yeah, but you never gave me any feedback on it or able to tell me anything about it.
It was good. I liked the characters.
To say one unique thing about it.
It followed a lot of different characters, which was cool.
What?
It followed a lot of different characters. Like it wasn't just like the same 2-3 people.
You're very generic right now. Give me something. What was it even about? What was one of the characters? What did they look like? Anything.
You had the cat people, right?
The cat people.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. What about these cat people? What do they do in the story that you apparently have read and know a lot about? Because apparently the unique thing is that it follows a lot. I've caught you in your lie.
So the cat
I've caught you in your lie now, Ollie.
Are traveling towards the desert because they think it's like
there's
a
no
giant
desert.
litter box.
No desert, and there's no litter box at all.
Purple aliens come down.
No aliens at all.
And they enslave.
So just making it up. See, this is what happens when I catch you in your lie.
Why can't you just live in a fantasy world?
You can't even remember what it's called. You know how a big insult of someone creating something and then remembering nothing about it. Imagine doing a play.
What was my play called? What was my play called?
The memory play.
No, my specific one out of the 3.
It was called The Experiment. We Are the Experiment.
Damn it!
Yes.
Why would you remember that?
Because I wanted to go, and I was supporting it, you idiots.
You wanker.
That I remembered your play. I'm such an asshole.
Such a dick.
Yeah.
Being supportive.
Yes. And imagine if you wrote a play, and then you sent it to someone, and they just said they read it, and then just don't remember anything about it.
But I also read fucking 10,000 scripts.
There was art with it as well.
Yeah.
There was a lot with it. I've done a lot of work on it because I've been working on it for about 7 years. Anyway, that's something I want. That's like one of my bucket list goal is to actually get this comic written.
Yeah.
And draw. Not written. I've already written it.
Would you illustrate it, or would you?
I can't illustrate.
Oh,
so it's definitely a writer, and I want to be able to find someone with the right art style to pull it off.
There is on DeviantArt essentially a section where you can say like a forum where you can go, hey, I'm a writer, I'm looking for an artist.
Yeah, I want to be able to pay money though.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to have the money backing it for them to, because when you do it like that, it's a side project for the artist.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of motivation for them to actually do it, other than the fact that this will be a cool idea. So it's kind of a gamble.
Yeah.
That the person you get is actually going to be motivated to completion. So
True.
This is the cat people you were talking about. I'm bringing up some concept art.
It's called Pan Noir.
Yes, you're saying no. It's actually spelled different, wrong because it's only one N.
Oh, yeah.
Pan Noir.
Right.
Because it was originally a nowhere kind of story.
Yeah.
And then it evolved to a point where it's actually a play on Pangea.
Oh yeah.
When the continents
were
all
before
together.
they broke out.
Yeah. So that's how and I don't know whether I'll probably include this. What's the timestamp? I'll include my this art in
the video.
In the video, just to make it okay. Like there's a dog race.
Yep.
Because the art is brilliant. That's what my mate did it. Lionons, Paterons, Tigons.
Are you going to include all of these?
Yeah, I'll figure out some way of doing it. I don't have internet, so it's pretty much that's going to be my life as entertainment until I get into this.
Because another idea I had, are you familiar with RPG Maker? It's like a computer game making program that makes something very similar to the Final Fantasy games. So that kind of art style, like Pokemon, Legend of Zelda.
I kind of like that art style that you see there.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of gritty, because it's supposed to be based on kind of like 1930s kind of...
hence noir.
Yeah, hence noir, kind of older, and there's all... It's got... The whole, I don't want to go too far into it because if I ever did make it, but there's an overarching kind of baseline of what the story is, and then underneath it, there's two sides warring with each other, and it's all about belief. Yep. So it's two sides looking at the same, you could say Bible, the same kind of text, this ancient text, and interpreting it two different ways.
Yeah.
And technically one of the sides are right.
Yep.
But it's the way they've kind of gone about it and the way they've interpreted it. That's the real kind of story, because you could put back in those days, someone could write a really prolific thing, or really kind of like, you should live your life by this.
Yeah.
But over time, that's not really that relevant anymore, because it's written at a time that's completely different than now. But
this is why a lot of the original people that worked on the Constitution said it should be reviewed every couple of years.
Yeah, but apparently gun control. Let's not get into that. Anyway, did you hear about the? Let's cut tack right now.
Can I just mention that yesterday was the 22nd anniversary of Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Well, if I said no at this point, it's kind of awkward, because you've already said it.
I won't say anything then.
Anyway, Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
What have you heard about it?
Recently, about 5 seconds ago, I heard its name.
Oh, okay. So Diablo Immortal was announced at BlizzCon 2018.
I wanted a virtual ticket, but it's Christmas for fuck's sake. I have no money.
It's not Christmas, it's November.
I've already started buying gifts.
Well, that's your fault. It's no one else's fault but yours. But anyway, it was announced at BlizzCon 2018, Diablo Immortal. Mm-hmm. So, if I was going to say Diablo game, a brand new Diablo game to you, and you know nothing about this, so this actually works really well for this conversation. Yeah. What would you expect?
A bundle available with the pre-order that gives you all the really cool shit for games.
Ignore about the pre-sales. The actual game itself, what would you expect?
In terms of plot? Or
in terms of how you would play it, where you would be able to play it, everything.
Okay, so I would say PC game, because that's its main platform. It's only recently been branching out into Switch and stuff.
Yep.
I'd say a continuation, maybe of the lesser deities, focusing more on Andariel or, some
So you say it was a continuation?
Yeah, I'd say maybe the Nephilim are banded together and created some kind of new powerful deity.
Okay. And anything else?
I'd expect...
Because you're a big Diablo fan, that's why I can ask you.
Diablo.
That's why I'm surprised you haven't heard about this.
Yeah, well, BlizzCon I've not been keeping track of.
Okay, so BlizzCon was last weekend.
Yeah.
So, first, it's not on PC.
Shit.
It's on mobile phones. Exactly. So this is where everything goes wrong. Ollie just made a face. And it's a prequel between 2 and 3.
Okay.
So when it happened at BlizzCon, people booed.
Yeah.
Because they announced it was on iOS and Android, not on PC. And when they did the Q&A, the funny thing is there's 2 highlights to it.
Yeah.
The highlights out of this should have been the cinematic and how awesome this is. It's all diverged into how much they hate. Now, their shares dropped and they lost a couple of billion because of this.
That's you mispronounce, or is that a B?
No, billion, but they are worth like billions.
Oh no, I know.
But you can see
that's a lot of money.
If you look up on Google the share price of Blizzard, you'll notice it was like going well, and then BlizzCon happened and dipped. That's how bad this game has been received.
No, I have to defend them because we need mobile games that are good. I'm so sick of Farmville 2. I still play it.
But the problem is, when you go to BlizzCon...
also say it should be on the PC.
Exactly. When you go... Like, Diablo.
Yeah.
You go to BlizzCon, and you're a fan of Diablo, you've probably played Diablo on the only platform that's been available on for a very long time. PC. Yeah. So, if they go, we've got a new BlizzCon game. By the way, it's not going to be on what you're used to.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, alright, so now I have to spend... And plus, it's a mobile game, what's going to be attached to it?
Yeah.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, and that purchases... And possibly even ads. And the worst thing is, I only bought this phone so I could upgrade and play Pokemon Go and the new...
I can't play Pokemon Go on my one. I've just discovered my niece is really into it right now.
Yeah, I bought a new phone just so I could play it because I have more RAM. But my worry is that this is just going to push the next generation of phones. They've made some secret deal and they're like, it actually requires 8 gig of RAM.
And it's not actually developed internally by Blizzard.
It's
outsourced. Yes. Now you've got the whole package of why the downvotes on. I'll try and link all these video or the links that I'm referring to.
Yeah.
On the Diablo channel.
Wait.
What?
Blizzard are known I suppose it's BlizzCon, for their fucking trolls. Like Tides of Vengeance.
No, because funny enough, there's a guy that came up to the mic.
Yeah.
He was this bald red guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, hi. So is this just out of date April Fool's joke?" And you could see the awkwardness of the guys on stage.
Because Blizz loves doing that.
I know, they love doing it and when it's appropriate, but
that's tell what I realized when I started saying.
Because they expected a bit of negative reaction, they did not expect this. And you know what they said to that?
Obviously I didn't expect to lose
You know what pissed them off even more? And there's a clip of it.
Yeah.
Right after they say, what the guy says a delay out, the person on the stage gives that response, and then another guy comes up and says, "Is it going to be on PC?"
Yeah.
And they said, No. At this time, it's only going to be on iOS and Android. We have no plans for it to be on PC. The crowd started booing.
Yeah.
And then he goes, What? Don't you guys have phones?
Yeah.
And that made things worse. To condescend their crowd, who are PC based, because Diablo has always been on PC, to turn around and go, "Hey, what's your guys' problems? You have phones." Now you know why the Diablo fan community is up in arms, and there's a lot of hate right now for Diablo Immortal.
I love mobile games.
I do too.
I spend a lot of time in doctors' waiting rooms, and it's good.
But you can't take a beloved franchise that has been on one platform and then switch it to the other and expect everyone to be like, cool.
I would have zero problems with it being on Android if it was also on PC.
Pokemon Go is a good example. Yeah. Because Pokemon has always been a handheld.
Yeah.
And plus, Pokemon Go is unique enough to have to be on phones.
Well, actually, originally, it's not the first of its kind. There was English.
Oh, no, it's not the first of the kind, but that's why the fan group can transition from the normal way of Pokemon being played and Pokemon Go, because the game is different.
Yeah.
But the problem with this game, it's essentially the same thing, but on mobile devices.
Yeah. And
using a mobile kind of fun. And it's also, people are making comparison of the company that developed it.
Yeah.
The UI looks very, very, very similar to another game, so it looks like just a reskin.
Oh shit!
So that's making things even worse.
God damn it!
Yeah, Blizzard does so. Like, I love Blizzard.
They're my favorite game company.
And they come up with the phrase of, we don't release it until it's complete. That's why they cancelled StarCraft Ghost.
That's why Diablo 3 took 300 years.
Yes, but now they're showing signs of the fact that they don't care anymore. Not caring about the quality of the product, which is what I kind of strive a lot. That's why, like, even with this channel, those morals are here because I care about what we throw out there and try and make it good within the tools that we have available to us.
Yeah.
But Blizzard, they really messed up here. They messed up, and with their response to it, it's like we don't really understand why fans are so up in arms.
Have they changed their consulting team or something? Have they fired someone that?
I think it will just come down to shareholders and the fact of they proposed this game. Mobile games are big right now.
They would have shown them the projections, and they would.
And it sounds like it's more in tune for the Chinese market too.
This is ridiculous.
Because it's developed by a Chinese company.
It sounds like it's going to be because you can't have the complexity of Diablo 2 and 3 in terms of switching between spells and all that kind of shit in combat on a mobile phone. So it sounds to me like it's going to be the engine for whatever game they used before, a reskin, and then real simple tap and hack / mechanics, which just boil it down to this.
And then got off with shitty microtransactions. That aren't going to contribute much, but
you know what it is? It's probably them going, hey, we tried the real money auction house and we got huge backlash for it. What's another way that we can just shield the public and
they probably propose like, if we take down the auction house, this is what we're going to do. And they're like, all right, you do that.
Okay, so I'm going to say this is my official stance. I've been a huge Blizzard fan my entire life. Diablo, World of Warcraft. I've often thought that Aliens are working somewhere within the Blizzard team because those games are better than mortals should be able to make. So I'm going to stand by them until I play the game. And hey, maybe they're just like...
Remember, it's not developed by Blizzard.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
But they gave the green light for it. So I'm giving them some responsibility. So I'm going to try the game, and we'll see.
Cool. All right. But that's what I thought I'll tell you about Diablo Immortal.
I'm actually a bit excited because I want more mobile games.
Yeah, but
I'm not allowed to buy any more.
It sounds like already a dud. If you look up the YouTube video of the announcement and the gameplay, so many dislikes, so many hate, and apparently there's a rumor that Blizzard's been removing negative comments and re-uploading videos as well, just to remove the negativity behind it, because they did not expect so many people, even though it makes complete sense of why people would be upset about it.
I don't know what they thought was going to happen.
I thought they will go, because it's got Diablo Toto on it, it'll be fine.
People love it, yeah. And
unfortunately, the only ones that think that are arrogant kind of corporate machines, because they're essentially saying we can get away with anything. Immortal. We tell the customers what they want, but Blizzard has always when it comes to games and entertainment, people are a lot more vocal about what they like, and it's different if you're like releasing a new product of soap or something like that.
Like even a lot of artistic creations are open to interpretation.
Yeah,
it's what the person brings to it. With a game, you're kind of trying to engage not just their personality but their fantasy and imagination to it as well.
Hours and hours and hours of playing.
Yeah.
If you're going to play something for hours and hours and hours, you're going to have to fucking enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you have loved played hours and hours of Diablo 1, hours of Diablo 2, hours and hours of Diablo 3.
Yeah.
If someone comes up with another Diablo game which you can't play the same way you've been playing the last games, and it's completely different and based on your already known perception of mobile games, taking their franchise and bastardizing it, it's horrible.
Well, one thing that I've been thinking about, because I've got a collection. I got a collection of D&D 5th Ed, and I've got all the books save for the pre-gen campaigns. But I just discovered at RDB's, one of the bookstores here, they've got a section for the old games. So it's like AD&D, so I've been collecting those. But the other day I watched a video on Geek and Sundry that was Diablo lore, and they had one of the developers from the Diablo team, who I fell in love with instantly, and she was talking about, in real detail, like all the backstory, stuff that I didn't even know, and mentioned a whole bunch of books. I'm thinking about starting collecting the Diablo books as well.
The Diablo books are wicked.
The art is like...
I'm really big in the Halo lore.
Oh, right.
And the way the directions have gone on that, I just makes me love it even more.
Yeah.
Definitely get it. A lot of these games nowadays, when they've got expanded lore, is actually really fucking good.
Well, I mean,
it's really good. The energy and effort they put into this extra content they do. It's not like back in the day where it's just like a budget tie-in. It doesn't really make any sense.
And
nowadays, there's a lot
they're
of
in space.
Yeah, exactly.
But Diablo set itself apart just because of how much time and effort went into it. It's like Lord of the Rings. J.R. Tolkien creates an entire language just for the fucking book. You know? And you can see that in a game where it's not just like, here's an NPC. He's a blacksmith who fell from a
Why does he have to be black? Why can't they be a white smith? Jeez, you're racist. Anyway, we'll reach that part of the show where we've rambled on long enough and that we look into our email box for hope of an email.
Anything.
Not from James, but we've got it from James. James B is the only one that sends us emails, so every week we read out one of his emails.
James B, I feel like at this point, I kind of owe you something, just because, you know, you're such a huge contributor in terms of your emails. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me an email with a sentence of some kind that you think would work good on a t-shirt, and I'll get it made and wear it on the next podcast.
You realise the podcast is not a visual media,
this
right?
This is why I don't actually have to do it.
Oh, okay. Okay, James, if you do this, I will make him hold to it. I will make sure Ollie...
If you send me a phrase or a sentence, something cool, maybe like something you wanted to get tattooed on you, or like a piece of advice that your father gave you when you were young, I will legit get it made into a t-shirt and I'll wear it on NPCs. How
about this? You do it on the podcast, you wear it on the podcast, but I will record a visual of the entire podcast and put it on our YouTube.
What about just a picture of me?
I'll just set up a camera and push record. Like, we can still talk like this. We can just put it in the corner and just record it.
Sure.
Just a visual.
I was thinking like for sake of ease, but no.
Well, the fact is, it's actually a lot easier to do it. All I'm doing is plugging in a webcam and just pushing record at the same time I push record on this. So
yeah, okay.
It's actually a lot easier because I've been thinking about it.
It does take about a week for the thing to arrive, but.
Yeah, once you do it. Yeah. But, so we won't be doing a visual one until you do that.
Because
if James sends us the email, this is all hypothetical at the moment.
Because I made a shirt for Bill when he did the Patreon thing. Yeah. It's actually really fun, and I want more like.
Yeah, we should thank our patrons at this point as well. Yeah. So thank you, our patrons. Recently, one of our patrons updated their contribution to push us over the $50 mark. So for about 4 weeks, so about a month. We're going to be releasing 3 videos a month. Now, he has... 3 videos a week.
3 videos a day.
Yeah, 3 videos a day, yeah. 3 videos a week for a month.
Yeah.
And that's our Let's Play. So we're going to be doing a new Let's Play series of different games.
Yeah.
We've kind of already just playing them out before we record this podcast. And we're kind of excited by them because they're very different
games
ones.
that we love as well.
Games that we love and also tie into Critical Role and Dungeons & Dragons as well. So it's a nice little tie there. And we're doing Dragon Tavern and we're doing the NPCs as well. But one of the Patrons who did do that was only doing it for a month. So he's reduced it back down. So if you do want us to continue doing it, please contribute to our Patreon. It really helps us out.
Do we want to talk about some of the things that we might be doing?
I would do that on their special thank you video.
Okay, alright.
Let's do that. Just a bit of a tease for you guys out there.
Alright, Dave. Speaking of tease, I've been waiting to hear from James the entire podcast.
So he sent this email at 8:06 today. So literally about 5 hours ago.
Do we know what city he's in? Or what country?
Oh, no, 3 hours ago. What am I doing? No. I think he's in America.
I just wanted to know if this is like because I've been seeing a few things from people that like the channel at 3 in the morning that are very disturbing, and I just wanted to know if this is going to be...
No, I think he's American.
Okay.
James, in the next email, say what it is, because even though we read out your email, you probably have mentioned it before.
What's the weirdest thing you've had from someone that watches our channel?
I know the weirdest thing you've had.
I don't know if you do, because there's another one.
I don't actually get a lot of weird things from people.
And I got a video. Now, they might be listening to this, so I did find it kind of funny, but also a bit creepy. A video on how to make my clitoris more sensitive. A YouTube video. Which was...
Did it help?
No, my clitoris is still completely unresponsive. Mainly because I painted it on.
That's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
That's where you went wrong. Anyway, enough about sensitive clitorises. This is from James B.
This has been such a shit podcast. We keep talking about masturbation.
You were the one that brought it back to it, to be honest.
True.
James B. Thank you, James, again. If you do want to send us an email, make sure you send it to d20multiverse@gmail.com. This is why we should get in a third person every time we do this now.
Yeah.
Because we
devolve into some weird stuff.
Some weird stuff. Anyway. James B. says, great update, Dave. Now, update wasn't one word, so I'm not happy with you already, James. Great update, Dave. Ollie, you need to catch up on past shows.
Yeah.
This is about episode 40 as well, so this is about the recent one. Brackets, when I reread that last sentence, it sounds bitchy or shitty. I meant it to sound like that. It was meant to sound like that. So even though when he reread it, it came off exactly how he intended, he's okay with it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have time. I
Watch our reviews. I don't understand. Just watch our reviews of the guest characters.
The only reason I haven't is because, I was in Japan when they were out and I was doing
just watch them now and that will help you.
Okay.
Maybe it'll help you. I don't know. If it doesn't help you, we've got a problem. Alright, because we do them every week. If it doesn't help the person actually who's normally on it, it's gonna be we're in trouble.
I got the gist of it. They stole a ship and killed some people.
Yeah, pretty much. The summary I gave you was pretty good. Anyway, he continues saying, Dave, sorry for your loss. My grandma passed away when I was 7. I would actually prefer, sadly, to say this, prefer her passing away when I didn't really know her that well. Now that I'm older and I know her better, it hurts more.
No, I can relate to that.
But the ironic thing is, and I don't know whether this was destiny or was intended or whatever, when she passed away, I got offered this place. It was around about the same time.
Yep.
And I had absolutely nothing. So there was no whiteware, nothing here.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting her fridge, freezer, washing machine, dishwasher, utensils.
Yeah.
And my mum tried to give me her bed.
Yeah.
Now that's where I draw the line. Is it weird to take your grandmother's old bed? Because I feel like it is, and it feels creepy, and I don't want to. She didn't die in her bed. She passed away in a rest home.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a lot of people think when someone passes away it's in the bed. No, she passed away in a rest home.
Yeah.
So she didn't die in it, but it just feels a bit weird. Because my bed is not great. The mattress is shit. It was broken.
Maybe.
I find it weird.
I can see.
People go either way with this.
I'm very much stuck in not knowing. But no, that could very well be the universe aligning.
Would you take your mother's bed?
If I needed one really badly.
Okay, if you've got a bed right now, but it's just a bit broken. So there's a little wire that's broken in this one. That's why this bed that I'm touching right now is not that great.
Did you see the bed that I had at Hanson Street? It was like $100 second hand.
Yeah, and I know you tried to pawn it off to people as well. Did you end up leaving the base there? I'm pretty sure you ended up leaving the base there and we had to get rid of it.
No, because I was going to give it to the next person that moved in.
Yeah, and I think they took it.
Yeah.
They must have taken it.
Something happened to it.
Yeah. Anyway, but thanks James for your thoughts. It really threw me for a loop and just everything else happening right now. That's why the channel was all over the place. Anyway, I liked the episode a lot. It was this is about episode 40 of Critical Role.
Yep.
I liked the episode a lot. It was different from the last few shows and was not just more dungeon crawling.
Yeah.
So that was a complaint a lot of people had, is that it was just a dungeon crawl.
It's a really easy way as a DM to fill an hour.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like to some people. I didn't feel.
I do it sometimes when I'm just like, oh shit, I've got nothing. Here's a Tarrasque.
Here's a puzzle.
Yeah.
You do it. Here's an actual literal puzzle. You guys do that for like a good 20 minutes.
They're like, dude, this is just a jigsaw and it's clearly Garfield.
No, it's a deity's manuscript or something.
The god of Tabaxis.
Yes. Anyway, I also agree with this relating to relating to bracket a or the. James, I don't understand that little bracket. Anyway, he goes, I also agree with this relating to the calamity or maybe banishing a deity type of being. Just throwing this out there, the water primordium titan?
Yep.
Okay, that's my crazy Reddit theory, but in my defense, I know shit history about Tal'Dorei. Is there a primordial water titan in the Tal'Dorei? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head, but I can check.
You can check, yeah.
Not right now, because it's at home.
Yeah, we should check and look into that. Maybe, you may be onto something. But yeah, that's what we've always said for a while now. That it's definitely a deity kind of centric.
Yeah. That's why I think it's going to be Calamity 2.
I don't think it's going to get that far. I think I still go on my original theory of the fact that it's going to be preventing Calamity 2.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, if they don't stop this, the Calamity 2 will happen.
See,
not the Calamity 2 is happening and they stop it.
I think it's going to happen, and everyone in the world is going to choose sides. They're all going to just rush to their deities, and kingdoms will be split down the middle when the common people realise
it just feels like, I don't think Matt would want to destroy his world like that.
No, it wouldn't be necessarily, because the Calamity didn't destroy the world.
But a lot of cities and towns and everything will be destroyed.
But think about like how much of a challenge that poses and how many endless quests you'd be able to generate from it.
Yeah, I mean, from that point of view, yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether he would. It's still rather his continent and his world is still rather new. We've only really fleshed out one continent, that Tal'Dorei. Wildemont we're only just fleshing out now, and there are 3 other ones to go through as well.
I reckon it would be a huge choice, but I reckon it's possible.
No, I'm not saying it's impossible. Yeah. I'm saying I don't think. Based on what I know and based on marketing.
Yeah, because it would change the rules of the world drastically.
Yeah, and plus the profit they're making at the moment, Critical Role, based on what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, they don't want to fuck it up.
I don't think they're going to fuck it up, which is, you really start to feel that sometimes, especially modern day Critical Role, of the fact that it's really about branding and about what they can push, and they have to be careful of not alienating their fan base. That's the whole big risk of moving away from Geek and Sundry and become its own entity and doing these extra content things like the extra shows and stuff. Yeah. Have you watched any of the extra shows?
No.
No, like Between the Sheets is a really good one-on-one conversations with all the cast. So Brian Foster has a conversation with
All Work No Play.
Yeah, that's their podcast. That's Liam O'Brien and Sam Regal's podcast, which I've listened to it. It's not really a podcast.
Yeah.
It's pretty much them gasbagging like we are.
Oh, yeah.
And then cutting away to an activity they did.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And it doesn't really feel like a podcast to me because it feels very structured and very... It's not 2 people talking, it's kind of like they really decided what they were talking about. Yeah. And they're just talking, so...
Do you know what's probably the weirdest spin-off I've ever seen? 2 poker professionals created their own TV show, called I Bet You, where they just take their millions of dollars and run around town in Vegas and bet each other to do ridiculous things.
God, that's when you have too much money.
Yeah.
Can we never get to that point?
I think they were just like, let's make a TV show.
Yeah,
sweet.
Sounds that way.
Here's $2,000 to pee on a pope.
Pee on a pope?
Well, I can't remember any of the actual challenges, but that's the one that came to mind.
Anyway, Dave, when you moved, did you take Jason with you? No! We've established this. And who will be on after the show if not Jason? We're going to try and mix it up.
Yeah.
So we're going to have basically whoever's going to be available or free to do it, and we're going to bring them along, and we're going to hopefully have on the regular the people that we had on before. Yeah. But it really depends on if they're free or not. Any input there on anything you want to say?
Well, we always want to branch out, do more things. Ultimately, we'd love to expand the channel into a huge umbrella that runs a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all about slow doing, because if we overcook it, we're going to get burned out again. Yeah, and we're learning a lot when it comes to these kind of things, of taking it slow and being patient with ourselves, even though we set our expectations high.
Yeah.
So.
I've never run a YouTube channel before. Twitch.
I've had a few, but they've all been independent ones, so doing a collaborative project is a bit different. Yeah. Anyway, well, I hope things quiet down soon for you, Ollie and Dave. For you, Ollie, I think it's so. Quiet down soon for you, Ollie and Dave. I'm looking forward to more great videos. Take care, James.
Thanks, James.
P.S.
Oh, sorry, spoke too soon.
Tell Julia and Jason I said hi, and I hope they're doing well.
Oh, cool. That's so sweet. I'm going to message Julia right now.
No! We're doing a podcast, Ollie!
You know what my memory's like.
I know your memory is like, but you don't have to do it right. You don't have that much of a goldfish memory. You will remember it.
I think you're overestimating my capability.
What's the guy's name?
Which one?
The one that sent us the email.
James B.
Yeah, there we go.
But I love James B.
Yes.
Easy to remember.
So thank you, James. If you do want to send us the email, send it to d20multiverse@gmail.com. Chances are we'll probably read it out, because we only ever get one email a week.
Yeah, that's always
but we like to read out more. If you've got any questions for us, it can be about anything. This is really intended for you to get our personalities out there more, and engage with you guys. And to be honest, based on what I can see, a lot of you guys actually do listen to it. So it's good.
And I just say this is my chance to put my voice out from across the airwaves and hang out with you guys using the internet, and we're just kind of chilling and
Exactly. Thank you all our Patreons. We're kind of wrapping up the show here, but thank you all our Patreons. It means so much to the world. This podcast wouldn't exist without you. If you do want us to continue doing those 3 shows as we're going to be releasing going forward, chuck us a buck to our Patreon, really helping us out. If we do get up to $50 and able to stay there for a month, and someone not changing it down, we're going to be ramping up the Patreon, ramping up a lot of things on the channel, and all the money goes into improving what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So audio quality will improve, camera quality, editing quality, everything will improve.
We'll get Drew Carey as a special guest star.
What?
Drew Carey?
I wish. Oh, that would be amazing if we did that.
NPCs of
I would like to get
Carey.
Colin Mockery. He's coming to New Zealand as well.
Is
Colin
he?
Mockery, Ryan Stiles. They're doing a Whose Line Is It Anyway show.
Wow.
They're doing 2 shows. I think one's in Auckland and another one is in Wellington. But it's all sold out within a couple of minutes.
Not surprised, those guys. Do you
in
know,
November, I think it's this month.
and the original first season of Whose Line Is It Anyway, there's this one guy. I consider myself to be one of the fastest improvisers out there. He puts me to shame, man.
Who is it?
I can't remember his name. Is it in the original back when...
It's the British
one, yeah.
Ah, okay.
And they'll be like, Shakespeare, this topic, and he'll launch into like a 40-page
soliloquy. If you look back in the history of Whose Line Is It Anyway, when it started, the British one, and when it eventually got Americanized, and what it is now, completely different beasts.
Because the British one was all really highbrow, intellectual, like Chaucer.
It was an unproven concept at the time.
Yeah.
Nowadays they have quite a lot. They've got Mock of the Week.
Thank God You're Here was the Australian one.
Yeah, Thank God You're Here. Thank God You're Here. That was a brilliant show. If you are on the internet, look up Thank God You're Here.
Yeah.
The best one was when that car crashed into the apartment.
Okay.
And do you remember that?
I can't remember that one.
No, I love that one.
Basically, they have a room set up with some actors in it, and they take an improviser and just push him through the door.
He does not know what's going to happen. The only thing they do is dress him up.
Yeah. So he looks at his costume and kind of goes, I think I'm a tennis player.
And it's called Thank God You're Here because that's the first line they say.
Yeah.
So when you walk through the door, one of the actors come up to him and say, Thank God You're Here.
Thank God You're Here, Dave. Look, 4 elephants have escaped from the zoo and they're holding the mayor hostage. You're the chief negotiator. We need your help. And then that person has to play that character and come off it.
And I'll be like, don't worry, I can speak elephant.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a really good improv show. They only did 4 seasons of it.
Yeah.
And I was really good. Rebel Wilson was on one.
Yep.
Yeah, she was on
all
that
the
one.
Australian improvising comics but
Rebel Wilson before she was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was on every channel in Australia because I lived in Australia for a
I
while.
had them on DVD.
Everywhere.
I bought them in DVD when I was over in Aussie. And it was a little door. It was but I really love that show. They tried to do a USA and UK version.
Interesting.
Didn't work at all. But anyway, thank you all, everyone. We want to do more with this channel and want to keep going. I think the hardest thing on the YouTube channel is keeping something like this going.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep on doing it, and we haven't killed each other yet, so that's an improvement.
It's a win.
Yeah. Anyway, that's us for the week. So hope you guys are alright. You have a good day, or wherever you are in the world.
Nice.
Yeah.